But really, it's a relatively new room. But Coach Devontae has really helped us. Like, who are the young men that we're really trying to focus on, right? And this has been really helpful. Coach Devontae came up with this, and we're still kind of figuring it out. But like, are we trying to go for the 5-star athlete guys? I know you played basketball. You played basketball at Brush Creek or Marlboro. Not many 5-star players, maybe potential athletes, but not but not basketball hoopers, right? But this profile has really helped us. Like, dude, these are the young men that we get to love on and hoop with and serve. Like, these are the types of guys. So it's been helpful for us. And I think for some of us, it's reorienting. But thank you, Coach Devontae, for really, it's been helpful for me. I know Coach Dante, Morgan, you probably had something to do with this too. Morgan, she's a silent assassin. She like helping behind the scenes that we don't even see it all. But thank you for helping with that. But anyways, so that's Casey Keon. At your table, I'm going to give you 1 minute, and I want you to think, okay, this is Casey Keon. Not fully, it's not perfectly every kid that walks through Freedom Hoops. But what does Casey Keon need? What does he need? And then we just to maybe even just know Jesus, right? And Freedom Hoops, we got this crazy vision of seeing 100 young men who've been discipled, who are now what? Making disciples. So you think, here's Casey Keon. We want to see him just come to the Lord, right? But how could guys like Ja'Kylan that you're walking with, right? Malachi, some of these guys, Riley and Quanell, some of these guys, like, how could we see them 5 years from now? They've got a Riley underneath them, right? What do they need? A Drayon, right? So they know Jesus and are able to make disciples. I want you to think about that for 1 minute. What do they need? What do they need?
Yeah, Mike.
I put stability, some form of stability. Might be different for different people. Just trusted people, so like you said, role models, and then just seeing Jesus or being around transformed people. Just when you see it, right?
I would echo what y'all are saying, man. Uh, I would say all this. I wrote tons of love,
Mm.
supernatural love, love when they don't even seem like they care. Need a ton of presence and consistency.
Presence.
So that goes with stability. I also said examples or models to show him. Um, and then I wrote the basics of the faith. So a lot of how-tos, how to read the word, sometimes how to read. I don't overlook that.
Mm.
How to read slash how to read the word, how to pray, talk to God, how to trust. They need to know what sin is, like the basics. The basics. Because they're walking around and they're just a product of our world. Our world is moving majority more and more and more away from Christ. So it's easy to hop on the wave of TikTok and get taught so many other things. So they need the basics of the faith. And I'm gonna circle this. They need years of this stuff.
Years.
Years. Years of it. I talked a lot about that yesterday. I gotta be long term here for I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? So everything we said plus what I said times years.
Years.
That's what I needed.
All right, let's bring this conversation in. We'll bring the conversation in. So, our table was rich. Is there a person at your table, and we can have multiple people share out? But what was a highlight from your table during your table time? So, do you want to share your example just now? It was pretty sweet. You want to share it?
So I said a few things: community change, better examples, support, and opportunity, and most importantly, God. And then Coach Demo said love, and most importantly, just I would say transparent love. And I was just saying how like we had a guy the other day. He was like, man, I'm done. Like, hey, I don't care. Like, I'm not playing no more. And I'm like, yo, like we just started. Like, don't give up yet. I give him a little second, just pout. I look to my right. He the loudest in the gym. He's smiling, cheering his teammates on. Like, see, like you weren't even mad for real, but just overwhelming love. Also, something that I say is just very important. And then I'll just say God. I'm pretty sure everybody in this world knows that God exists, and there's always a way to find God, even when you don't see it. So. Just that,
Good. Snap, snap, yeah. Good. This table?
I think Nolan made a great point. A lot of times we become isolated, right? We don't really try to connect with others, and we're having all these thoughts, how they see themselves. That's not truly how they should be seeing themselves. Like that's just the devil, that's Satan getting in our ear, telling us these lies to continue to believe them. And I feel like we just go further and further into isolation. So it just highlight the importance of community, and, like bringing these guys together, bringing them into the family, and helping them to see themselves how God sees them.
Wow.
Not listen to those lies.
So lies draw them into further isolation, further away from the family. Do you want to add anything to that? Yeah.
Yeah, just like because there was the conversation I had in Taiwan. We were talking about like trap music and just how negative the lyrics are. And I asked him, I was like, does this ever get old to you? Like this? And he's like, it does, but it's all I know. It's the only relatable thing. And he's
Wow.
like, but the enemy uses that. Like this is all you'll ever be able to relate to. This is just who you are. This is where you are. And it's like that mindset is going to keep you trapped in sin longer than like that's not what freedom is.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Can I add something to that? When we're showing them something different, like Noah, you said, you know, when you taste something and you don't got a palate for it, everybody else like it, everybody else has appreciated it, but you ain't never tasted that flavor. So it's like, I just don't like that. Somebody could pay $100 a plate, $200 a plate for something, but if you don't have a palate for it, it ain't good to you. And to that, what Taiwan is saying, sometimes for a student, it can be very hard to talk about love when you haven't experienced it from the people who are supposed to love you. So it's not palatable. It's awkward. It kind of hurts. It's like, why am I getting it from you? I don't get it from my dad. You know what I'm saying? But that's as you said that, that's where we persist. Like Dante was saying, we continue to connect until it's palatable. Some of the things that are so normal for us now, get it in your mind that it's not normal for them. So it tastes weird. You know what I'm saying? It can be so good and so true. I just don't have a concept of what that is. So you persist and you persist and you persist and you keep going. That's my story. Dudes would be reaching out to me, coaches would be telling me stuff. They loved the mess out of me. But my dad didn't love me. So then I'm like, I ain't listening to you. You know? It felt weird to even like what they said. You're getting too close. You're getting too close. If you leave, it'll hurt. So then I would be weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not palatable. So didn't want to cut that off, but I did want to share that. Like that's exactly, you're going to get with some of our students, it's going to go great for 3 months. Then they might ghost you because you're getting too close. Lean in, lean in, lean in, lean in. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like good.
Yes, sir.
There was like on Thursday we were sitting at the table. There was the 5 of us, and even just how I said it, I was like, I just want to let y'all know, like I said, I love y'all for real. And they were like, no, you can't say that. You gotta just say love. And I was like, they were like, you add that, it just sounds, no Diddy. And I was like, they were joking, but it was like they were uncomfortable. But I was like, that's crazy too. Like from a man hearing I love you directly, and not just like a general, getting out the car. I love, see y'all. Like that's like not directed.
Yeah.
And it was like that reminder. It was funny because I was like, nah, it's not like that obviously, but that reminder, like you just said, like yeah, not hearing that from a man directed.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful that I did grow up with a strong relationship with my dad. It did hear that.
It's good. Now, Noli, my boy, I know your heart, so you in it. I'm use you as an example. You can't just randomly disappear now. I know your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're seeing you as a father figure, now we in it. Now we here. You know what I'm saying? Breaking some walls down. You push some chips in the table. This isn't workspace theology or pressure. It's a beautiful thing. Man, now we got to lean in. We just had a situation where one of our vets, our OGs, he's graduating, and we've entered into a place in his life where we are his father figures. And the relationship has changed. The relationship is the same, but the fellowship has changed, if that makes sense. How often we see each other has changed, but we still play that role in his life. So there's a time here lately, I think our boy is feeling like, man, where are my guys at? You know what I'm saying? The fellowship's changed. And for us, it's been a reminder that, like, we got to just keep leaning into that. And there's a billion reasons why. But to him, that's his experience, you know what I'm saying? So persist, continue. I use you as an example in that, as like a model for all of us. Like we're playing a very significant role. So let's do that. Let's get them used to hearing those words and liking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry to throw off that. Any other?
You guys table?
Yeah, Mason kind of said the word. We just need to. They need us to see them. And really simple example that I have when I was helping out with the Boots. There's these two guys, NJ and Calvin. I don't know if they're consistent, but and they were in my group, and randomly one day we were just talking about food, and I asked them what's y'all's favorite restaurant or place to go eat. They're like Chipotle. I laughed it off. Like, bro, Chipotle, that's y'all's favorite. They're like, yeah, man, like it's the best thing ever. And I said, nah, you guys gotta try Quesadilla. That's what it's at. And they didn't know where that was. They've never heard of Quesadilla. So the conversation kind of just died. And then for weeks, consistently, yo, when we're gonna Quesadilla? Promise us Quesadilla. So I was like, yo, D, can I take these guys out to Quesadilla? He was like, yeah, bro, that's what we want. So I took him out, and I took Mason with me, and it was just, just us four. And actually, a buddy of ours, he was with us as well. But anyways, just took him to Costa Vida, and I just said, hey, whatever you want, just get it. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was the best 2 hours of my life, just seeing him just eat the food up and just laugh, and they were like, yeah, it's pretty good, it's better than Chipotle. But I say all that to say, just taking them to Costa Vida and just letting them be themselves, and like Nathan was saying, just seeing them for who they are, and just sharing that small, intimate moment with them. It was nothing about the gospel. It was nothing about me telling them what John 3:16 means. It was none of that. It was just me. It was just seeing a moment where they just be themselves and just get to build that small trust with us. And it was monumental. And I can say convincingly, a couple months later, this was actually many months after I stopped going to Freedom Books because of, other responsibilities and stuff. Ken J actually texted me and he sent me his whole schedule for the season this last year for football. He was like, hey, come check out my games. And it was from that one moment where I just took him close to me. So I think that's what this gives me.
Sure, bro. Yeah. Great seeds, man.
I would say also another thing I wrote down is grace. What's your name? Can you remind me?
I know.
Yeah. Akko?
Yeah.
Okay, Akko, it's like the little things matter, and the simple fact that um the change, just like Coach Demo was saying, like that palette change is different. And that first little taste test it might not, they might be a little curious, like I don't know if I like it, I don't know if I don't. But it's just going from what you know to trying something new. I would say just open mindedness, and just the grace. The reason why I said grace is just the fact that it's not gonna happen overnight. Um, it's gonna be a process, and sometimes they gonna get it. And it's like, okay, how you going backwards? Sometimes you're gonna see they rocketing forward. So it's just the fact that it's gonna be a roller coaster, and that like that love and support and things like that is just gonna help. Just also just the fact that social media disperses a lot of lies nowadays. It's easy to get caught up in things like that, and then also the simple fact that just understanding of what words look like how Lily was just touching on love and just things like that. Like a lot of our generation don't understand what these things really look like and what they really consist of until you really get that community change or really see those father figures actually showing you a different way of love and things like that. So also just going from what you know to something different, just the grace and the understanding and how it can flourish. So, it's good.
But there's a simple saying that I heard is people don't care about what you know until you show them how much you care. I think that's basically it. It incorporates all of that. It's just like you gotta show through your actions about and once they show that you can see
Yeah.
more than you
It's good. It's good. It's rich.
Good, man. Well, hey, this was amazing conversation. Devontae, thanks for the palette thing. That was helpful for me to hear that. Because in a lot of sense too, yeah, the Lord did that. There's a lot that can go across any kind of relationship though, right? Like, look at all the great stuff we did. Even we used to do AAU basketball, travel the country, all this stuff. Isn't this awesome? And they're like, I mean, yeah, maybe, it could be better, like we're looking for Jordan 11s, man. We don't want no Nike shoe, I don't know.
Could be more free.
Could be more free. Yeah, it could be more free, Give them the credit card, individual credit card. I don't know. But anyways, that's a little example, but when we're trying to like, man, I put myself out there. I keep texting this guy, nothing. Crickets, right? And it's sometimes even our own head, as Dante mentioned, like we kind of come in with this condemnation mindset versus a compassion mindset. And we just do not fully understand what our presence does with this situation. We talked about it for an hour on Monday, and it like broke me down. I'm like, golly, look like this kid doesn't even care about when I'm around him in his midst. And it's like, you actually care? Like you cared that we didn't show up to something that meant a lot to you. But he did, right? And so even though we're just, Marlboro, we're building up the relationships, you're trying to do your thing there and Whitney, and we just don't understand 6 months from now what those weekly Thursday nights and hopefully some Costa Vida, what that place, those little moments, what they mean. So
What a text.
a text.
What your name popping up and a missed call. They might not even call you back. That means something. Little voicemail, little voice memo, or just a random show up.
Because you send them a voice memo, right? Hey, I'm thinking of you. Love you a ton. Kid might be busy, or as Coach Devontae goes, what do I do with this?
I'm not gonna take it back, but they saw it.
They saw it, right? But then somebody snaps me or whatever they do, I'm on to that. That's the easy button, right? Versus I'm gonna take some time, gather myself, and say, thanks, Coach Demo. Thank. I don't. So we're just trying to enter their world, right? As Dante said, we're entering in, and we're not in control of the results. The fruit